The home lineup looks in a 5-4-1 that will quickly turn into a 3-4-3. Brown and Adu Jamfi provide the width on the wides. Prute back in goal again. Jamari Nolan, the Jamaican phenom, the 17-year-old, gets his first start this season, and he's going to partner Caudry up top, and a lot of expectation. So Toronto in all white, right to left, and the crew in yellow and black from left to right. Ryan Davis with you in sunshine in Columbus, Ohio. Ruvalcaba. Nice one. This Toronto team, stubborn in their defensive posture. They're without their head coach today, Coach Gianni. He's out for personal reasons. Slips through the lines, across the face of the goal, pushed away by Nuckley. The injection of pace by the crew is impressive. Elliott shot, pushed away by Nuckley again. Bembley to the last post. Dixon is there. Referee says play on. Nolan. Toronto have a counter-attack. Into the path, beautifully played. Caudry. Caudry! And the follow-up not too far off by Chimamancic. Gilman's delivery. To the back post, Fisher's header. Off the line by Rogers. Back in, Chimamancic! What a save by Pruta. Well, it was something out of nothing. The big centre midfielder, Chimamancic, just hanging around the 6-yard box. A side foot or an overhead kick, whichever one you want to call it, almost found its way into the net. Here it is, just trying to tuck it to the left-hand side, and Pruta continues that incredible form with another great save. Gilman. Again, the physicality, and again, referee Osmanovic blows for the free kick in favor of Columbus. With Calba, clearing was Adu Giamfi. That is the end of the first 45 minutes in Columbus, Ohio. And the home side, Crew 2, who's going to get us started, the number 30. As this Crew team starts off with a 5-4-1 that quickly changes into a 3-4-3 with Bembley and Chirinos out wide and Adams up top. As for this Toronto team, they continue with their 4-4-2 with Nolan, Jamari Nolan, the Jamaican starlet, number 64 on your screen, partnering Caudry up top for the Canadians. Chisholm. Adams. Chase Adams, who scored in that first match against the Red Bulls in that 4-2 loss. He scored 10 goals in 2025, 10 goals in 2024. Finally signed a Columbus Crew contract for the first team earlier this year. Continues to earn his minutes with the second team. Brown, he's so quick. There is Nolan, speaking of quick. Slide tackle to perfection by Rincon, and he nutmegs his players as well. Chirinos. Bembley. Adams! And the follow-up coming from Brown, but an excellent save coming from Nuckley. A burst of speed. It all started with Chirinos in the middle of the park, who won the challenge, nutmegged his player, went out wide, and Chase Adams almost squeezing it into that near post. Nolan goes down, referee says play on. Here's Gilman. Chimamancic, the star in the first half for Toronto FC. 48. Stabile. Brown. Superbly stopped. That was Gilman, the right back. Well, it's been an interesting matchup between Brown and Gilman. Brown, the ever-overlapping left wing back, and Gilman, the sure-handed right back for Toronto. Nyman. Nolan just trying to get it back into the path of Dixon. Nyman again. Brown. Tristan Brown, the 18-year-old left back. It is quite the prospect for Columbus Crew too. Athletic and has good technique on crossing. Certainly provides the width for this Columbus team. Beautiful ball to Adu Giambi. First touch, brilliant. Adams in space. Fisher, Adams! And it's in the back of the net. Chase Adams breaks the deadlock. A sweeping pass to Adu Giambi on that far side. Fantastic first touch. Adams in space. Fisher trying to recover. At his last stint in Inter Miami, his brother Gonzalo Higuain is an Argentine centre-forward legend who played in the 2014 World Cup final with Argentina against Germany. Also Napoli's leading goal scorer in a single season. So royalty being shared in the Higuain family. Out wide. Gilman. Fisher. Costabile, who had 20 appearances last season, tucks it inside. Nolan! Nolan! Toronto have equalized. From one phenom to another. From Chase Adams to Jeremiah Nolan. Jamari Nolan ties this game up at 1. To the last post and picked off by Pruta. Now the distribution. A window of counter-attack. Chima Maric was making a run, but it was so far ahead, and he still could get onto it. Chima Maric. Easy in the end for Nuckley. There is Adams. Valkaba. Adu Giambi. Nice one. Brown with space. Elias. Rogers. Nice one, switching sides. Brown. Adams. Brown makes a run. Adams trying to get back on that right foot. Rincon on that left. Adu Giambi. Early ball in, a good delivery. Adams! And he's done it again. Chase Adams has given Columbus Crew 2 a 2-0 lead, 2-1 lead rather. A peach of a delivery by Adu Giambi. There was Adams at the last post to nod it in. Chirinos came through the crowd into the arms of Nuckley. Nuckley's delivery only finds Adu Giambi, It was Gilman clearing. Now that the crew is massaging that 1-0 lead, 2-1 lead rather, that 1-goal lead I should say. They're trying to lull Toronto forward. Try and catch them with Ado Giamfi on the right and Brown on the left, with those vertical runs up the wings. And now Higuain just trying to remind his players what's at stake, what the game calls for. And so to assistant coach Momari for Toronto, trying to marshal the troops as coach Gianni is not on the sidelines. Here's Banks in the box. Dixon! Toronto have equalized again. Banks doing the heavy lifting down the left-hand side, and Dixon showing up at the doorstep. Columbus 2, Toronto 2. Back and forth we go. The fresh legs of Bank. And there was Dixon. First time a team has given away a free kick in midfield for quite some time. It is an awkward spot for Columbus Crew too. Rincon. Alloway. Chirinos. Giamfi, who provided the cross to Adams for the second goal. And that's very same corner. Chirinos. Rogers, and the centre back has a dip. With Calba. Rogers again. This Crew team just picking their spots. Valcaba, Alloway, deep cross. Ado Giamfi on the ground looking for Adams, but he was shouldered off by Fisher. They're coming up next for the Crew. They take on FC Cincinnati. It is Derby Day in the Midwest, in the US of A. FC Cincinnati 2, Columbus Crew 2. And a thunderous tackle coming in from Rogers, and he's going to be the first player carded in this match. Cheyenne Pinnock. So Amoregbe checks in for Caudry. And Pinnock as well will come in. Adams just trying to squeeze it into that near post. But he has to say that Chisholm, it'll be 6 altogether after 2 pre-season matches on the road for the Canadian side. Columbus back here against FC Cincinnati 2 next week Saturday. Adams can't control it. Ado Giamfi. And it's back in the net. Columbus have taken the lead. Back and forth we go. And Columbus Crew 2 edge their way ahead in the 90th minute to take a 3-2 margin over Toronto FC 2. Ado Giamfi's ball beaches Adams and slotted in. Yellow shirts. Clever ball inside. Chimamancic looking for space. And a toe over by Bembley. Only as far as Fisher. Chukwu. Bank. Out by Elliott. And it's going to be a corner kick. And it may be the last roll of the dice for the visitors. Corner kick towards the penalty spot. Over Knuckley's head. From outside 48. Chukwu. And Omeragebe. It fizzles wide. And that may be the last chance for Toronto. Knuckley was out of his goal. Wouldn't have counted now. And taking his time is Pruta. And we've gotten confirmation of the goal scorer, Zenge. The substitute coming in was the guy on the spot to make it 3-2 for Columbus Crew 2. As Pruta will try to kick this as far away from his goal as possible. And there it is. Columbus Crew 2 get their first win in the 2026 season. They beat Toronto FC 2 by 3 goals to 2.